सो सर्वेभ्यः स्वागतं व्याहृत्य इदानीं कक्षा आरभ्यते। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। यं गुरुं हि स्वयं सत्यः प्रज्ञाभक्तिविनीतयः दीप्तिश्चाविवृताः सत्यं तं गुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। So as I told you, so we'll start from verse 3. So 8 verses or so. So verse 4. Let us start chanting from verse 4. 5 verses before we. Okay. आत्मा चिद्वित्सुखात्मानुभवपरिचितः सर्वदेहादियन्ताः सत्येवं मूढबुद्धिः भजति ननु जनो नित्यदेहात्मबुद्धिम्। बाह्यास्थिस्नायुमज्जापलरुधिरवसात् चर्ममेदो युगन्तः विण्मूत्रश्लेष्मपूर्णम् स्वपरवपुरहो संविदित्वा विभूयः। देहस्त्री पुत्रमित्रानुचयहयवृषाः दोषहेतुर्ममेत्थम् सर्वे स्वायुर्नयन्ति प्रथितमलममी मांसमीमांसयेह। ये जीवन्ति येन व्यवहृति पटवः येन सौभाग्यभाजः तं प्राणाधीशमन्तर्गतममृतममुं नैव मीमांसयन्ति। So मीमांसयन्ति is not very common usage in classical Sanskrit, but it is grammatically मीमांसां कुर्वन्ति इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे मीमांसयन्ति इति प्रयोगः। So मीमांसते सो मीमांसन्ते इति सामान्यतः प्रयोगः भवति। मीमांसां कुर्वन्ति मीमांसयन्ति इत्यपि प्रयोगः भवति। नैव मीमांसयन्ति। कश्चित् कीटः कथञ्चित् पटुमतिरभितः कण्टकानां कुटीरम् कुर्वंस्तेनैव साकम् व्यवहृति विधये चेष्टते यावदायुः। तद्जीवोऽपि नानाचरितसमुदितैः कर्मभिः स्वीयदेहम् निर्मायात्रैव तिष्ठन् साकमभ्येति भूमौ। स्वीकुर्वन् व्याघ्रवेषम् स्वजठरभृतये भीषयन्यश्च मुग्धान् मत्वा व्याघ्रोऽहमित्थम् स नरपशुमुखान् बाधते किन्नु सत्त्वान्। मत्वा स्त्रीवेषधारी स्त्रियहमिति कुरुते किन्नटो भर्तुरिच्छाम् तद्वच्छारीर आत्मा पृथगनुभवतः देहतो यस्य साक्षी. At the end of last class, there were a couple of doubts which were asked. I don't know how many participated and how many did not. But anyway, those were interesting questions. So I will just spend a minute to just clarify them. See, one question was asked, Anubhavataha. So how do we understand the usage? See? So the last part of the verse, Tadvat Shariraha Atma Prithag Dehataha Yaha Sakshi Dehato Yasa Sakshi. So this is how it goes. So basically it is a beautiful message that Acharya wants to give. So the word Sharira, so Sharire Bhavaha Shariraha. So that is how the word is derived. So Bhavaha means the one who is present. So this is the general understanding. Okay, Sharire Bhavaha Shariraha. Okay. So one can also understand this to be like a Janma. So Janma means essentially, so there is a physical body and a sentient being associated. So it is in that sense one can understand Sharire Bhavaha Shariraha. So once you say Sharire Bhavaha, so generally we try to associate. So this association of the Sharira is so intimate because of the Adhyasa that we are not able to distinguish. So therefore, all that which is being experienced by Sharira is taken to be experienced by the Sharira. So therefore, we describe Jiva as Sukhi, Dukhi and so on and so forth. So Shariraha. See, this has been very beautifully conveyed. See, Shariraha is a very interesting term one needs to understand. So when we say, even in Vedanta, Jiva Brahmanor Abhedaha, so obviously these two things are seen to be distinct. So since they are seen to be distinct and they are one and the same, we have to tell that there is so no difference. So that is what is the message that is conveyed. So Shariraha itself indicates, so the adhyasa of this person, so Jiva, okay, so this Jivatvam, so that is there. So Shariraha, Sukha Dukkhadi Bhokta. So this is something which you have to understand through this Drishtanta. So that is why the Drishtanta is. So though you are a Sharira now, so though there in the example, though you are wearing the Kavacha of tiger, so you have a clear understanding that you are not tiger. Okay, so though you behave like a tiger, certain aspects, there is a clear understanding. So that is what he is trying to convey here. Tadvat Shariraha, so Yaha Dehataha Prithaganubhavataha. So this is how you have to understand. So though there is, so there, so you are clearly seeing that I am different from tiger also. So therefore, so you don't pounce upon others. Similarly here also, Tadvat Yaha Shariraha Yaha, so Atma Shariraha Saha Atma, the same Atman. Okay, Yaha Atma Shariraha Sukha Dukkhadi Bhoktritvena Anubhuyate Saeva Dehataha Prithag Anubhavataha Sakshi. Okay, so this is the message that he wants to give. Saha Sakshi. So Sakshi, in fact, there was an intelligent girl, so young girl, so Aradhana. So she is very enthusiastic also. She was asking about this Sakshi. So we had the sutra, no? Sakshad Drishtari Samnyayam. So in fact, let me just say, the Samnyayam is something, so there are different kinds of sutras. So many of you may be knowing. So Samnya Sutra, Paribhasha Sutra and so on and so forth. Okay. So the Samnya, so there are 6 kinds of sutras in Kaumudi that one talks about. So Samnya Sutra, so Samnyayam, so I was trying to explain that the term has been employed in order to indicate that the Sakshi, so which is being used in the Loka Prayoga, that is Samnyayam. Samnyayam means, suppose I say Vriddhiradaichi. Okay, so many of you know a little bit of. So Vriddhihi, so in the Loka, so it may mean something else. But in this, So context, vridhihi refers to some technical, is a technical term that is being used. So samni for something. Okay. So the samnya samni sambandha bodhakam sutram. So samnya means you don't try to analyze the meaning that is derived out of it. Similarly, sakshi essentially means that kartrutva bhoktruttvadi rahitaha kevalam drashtraswarupaha. So that is the idea that one wants to convey. So and therefore dehataha prithag anubhavataha yaha saha sakshi. Okay. Next. Swambalam rodamanam chiratarasamayam shantimane tumagre draksham kharjuramamram sukadalamathava yojayatyambikasya tadvachetoti mudham bahujanana bhavat maudhya samskara yogat बोधोपायैरनेकैः अवशमुपनिषत् बोधयामास सम्यक् avasham imam bodhayamasa. Okay, so now we move on to verse 9. Yat pritya pritipatram.
Yat pritya pritipatram.
There may be other reading, priti matram. So patram is better. Yat pritya pritipatram.
Yat pritya pritipatram.
Tanu yuvati tanu jarthamukhyam satasmat.
Tanu yuvati
tanu jarthamukhyam satasmat. Tanu yuvati tanu jarthamukhyam satasmat. Preyanatmatha preyanatmatha शोकास्पदमितरदतः प्रेय एतत् कथं स्यात् प्रेय एतत् कथं स्यात्
प्रेय एतत् कथं स्यात्
भार्याद्यं जीवितार्थी
भार्याद्यं जीवितार्थी भार्याद्यं जीवितार्थी
वितरति वपुः वितरति च वपुः
वितरति च वपुः वितरति च वपुः
स्वात्मनः श्रेय इच्छन्
स्वात्मनः श्रेय इच्छन् स्वात्मनः श्रेय इच्छन्
तस्मादात्मानमेव
तस्मादात्मानमेव
प्रियमधिकमुपासीत
प्रियमधिकमुपासीत
विद्वान्न चान्यत्
विद्वान्न चान्यत्
यत्प्रीत्या प्रीतिपात्रं तनु युवति तनूजार्थमुख्यं सतस्मात् प्रेयानात्माथ शोकास्पदम् इतरदतः प्रेयेतत् कथं स्यात्. Pritihi means a sense of love, affection, dearness and so on. So, yat pritya pritipatram tanu yuvati tanujartha mukhyam. The word mukhya here is not something which is important. So, it is adi, used in the sense of adi. So, tanu yuvati tanujartha mukhyam means, so tanuhu is this body. Yuvati is so a young wife. Tanujaha or tanuja, so you can just take. So this tanujaha refers to the one which is born out of the body. So it can refer to son, daughter, and so on and so forth. Then finally, the fourth entity is Artha, is wealth. So all these things, etc., that is what he wants to convey. Tanu yuvati tanujartha mukhyam yat pritya pritipatram. So what does it mean? Because of love towards which, so all these things are loving to me. Okay. So pritipatram means, so patra is basically the locus. So the locus of priti. Okay. So patram. So in Tamil they say patram arinji pichakudu. Gostram arinji ponnakudu. So there is a phrase in Tamil. So know the patra and then so do the whatever act of charity you want to do. Similarly, know the gotra and then give your daughter. So this is a phrase in Tamil. Anyway, so patram actually basically patra is a beautiful term. In fact, the one who deserves something is patra. Okay. So the one who deserves something. In fact, in Mahabharata, I think there is a beautiful definition. In fact, I happened to see that definition in some context. So this word patra has been defined in two ways. So he says, Yadyadarhati yoloke patram tasya bhavecha saha. What is the definition? Yadyadarhati yoloke patram tasya bhavecha saha. This is one definition of patram. Okay. Then muchyate. Muchyeta apadaha apannaha yena patram tadasyatu. This is another way of defining patra. These are all very nice definitions. Okay, what do we mean by patram? So patram in Tamil means bowl. Okay, so patram. So here muchyeta apadaha apannaha. Apannaha means the one who is in danger. So muchyeta apadaha. Okay, so the one who will be relieved of danger, in fact he is patra. Okay, so essentially both these can converge to one and the same thing but presented with different perspectives. Okay, so this is what is patra. Anyway, here let us come back to, so priti patram, whether it is patra or not is something which we have to understand. So that is why I wanted to give this definition. Okay, so yat pritya priti patram tanu yuvati tanujartha mukhyam. So all these things that we are considering so dear to us, are they dear to us inherently or are they dear to us because they behave in a particular way so that they are dear to us? So this is what we have to understand. So this is what the verse primarily analyzes. So is it because they are anukula to you, they are dear to you, or is it dear because they are inherently supposed to be dear to you? So this is what, so whether it is so inherent to their nature or is it something which is inherent to your own status of mind? So this is what is the question. So this is answered here. He is saying yat pritya priti patram tanu yuvati tanu yartha mukhyam. So all these things are dear to us. Sa tasmat preyan. So tasmat saha atma preyan. So that is what you have to understand. So yat pritya tasmat here basically means tasmat hetoho. So saha atma preyan. Okay. Itarat, the other things. So other things which were listed now, shokaspadam. Shokaspadam means they are basically the locus of sorrow. So locus of generating sorrow to you. I mean, this is a statement which has to be carefully understood. So itarat shokaspadam. Okay, itarat shokaspadam. Preya etat katham syat. Katham preyaha etat syat. So this is another question. Okay, so katham prayaha etat syat is to reinforce the idea which was stated before. He is posing this question and he will be justifying in the later half of the verse. So he says, so you think that she is so dear to me, the wealth is so dear to me, the son is so dear to me, and so on and so forth. So in case the son does something which is totally against, then will the son be ever dear to you? So in fact there are cases where parents have to ditch them. Okay? So because of their behavior. So this preeti that is there, so is it by virtue of being son, by virtue of being wife, by virtue of being wealth, or is it something different? Okay? So now in the first half of the verse he basically tells Yat Pritya Priti Patram. So because their activities are dear to you, or because you possess them you get some kind of a comfort, okay, because they are in line with providing comfort to you, so they are considered to be some dear to you. So truly speaking, they are not dear inherently. Okay, so this is the idea that he wants to convey here. In fact, there is a beautiful verse in Viveka Chudamani. He says the same idea is being conveyed. Vishayana manukulye, Vishayana manukulye. There is a verse, no? Vishayana manukulye. See if there is a verse. Vishayana manukulye. Let me recall later. Vishayana manukulye. Sukhi dukhi viparyaye. See. Vishayana manukulye. Sukhi dukhi viparyaye. Sukham dukham cha tadharmaha. Sadahanandasya natmanaha. So Vishayana manukulye sukhi. Okay. So if things work well, if the thoughts go together, then sukhi. Dukhi viparyaye. If the thoughts do not gel, then dukhi viparyaye. Therefore he says sukham dukham cha tadharmaha. Tadharmaha means antahkarana dharmaha. See, sukham dukham cha tadharmaha. Sadanandasya natmanaha. Sadanandasya atmanaha. That is something which we need to understand. So Vishayanam anukulye sukhi. So that is what he is trying to convey here in this verse in a much more beautiful and graphic way. So here he says the other entities. See, I know, in fact, there was a person, let me just share this anecdote with you. So once it happened that I was traveling somewhere between Nepal and UP. Okay. So this was a very, very short flight. So half an hour or 40 minutes some flight. Okay. So then there came a person, so somewhat fatter than me. So it was a two-seater. So he came and sat next to me. And this person was was anyway, I could see that he is not Indian. So some other person. Okay. So suddenly he started picking conversation. So he just started, where are you coming from, where are you going, and so on and so forth. So then I said, I came along with my mother. So she is sitting there, and we are going back to UP. Okay. So then he said, she also said, my wife is also there. So in front. So he just showed. Then I was looking at that person, and he was actually very old person, reasonably old, definitely between 50 and 60 or more than that. Whereas that wife was very young, so I could see. Then I was looking at her with a sense of awe in my eyes. Then he picked up that, and then he said, are you wondering that she looks so young? Yes, I said. Then she said, no, see, this is my second marriage. So she is from Thailand. So there is a message for all of us to learn. So that is why I thought I'll share this. It's very relevant to this also. So he said he is from Thailand, and I am basically a German, and I was running some business. I had a previous wife, and then then he said the thought waves did not match, and I was really ditched by her, so on and so forth, and I have lost almost 50% of my wealth also because of that. But then later he added one sentence. So he said, I find these people in the Southeast region, okay, Southeast Asia, they are more faithful than people in my own country in that region. So this is a message which said, okay, now come back to this now. So was that wife dear to you before or not? Yes, you wanted to live with her. Now some pratikula happened, you lost 50% of your thing. So why is he saying that this girl is somewhat better? Because they have more sensitivity. Okay, so you have a feeling for the feeling of others. Okay, so that is the idea. So that is very, very important. Okay, so that is the idea. So that is what is conveyed by these verses. Okay, so Vishayanam anukulye sukhi dukhi viparyaye. Okay, so here, so he says in the later half of the verse, if you see, bharyadyam jivitarthi vitarati. So jivitarthi vitarati vapuhu swatmanaha shreya icchan. Okay, so this person had to leave the previous wife and then marry the other person. Why? Atmana shreya icchan. If I live with her, I cannot live anymore. I will be dead. So therefore, he had to, vitarati means, okay, distribution. So distribution, so leaving away, so that is what. So vitarati actually means gives away. Gives away means no more connection with you. Okay. So vitarati means so you give something. In fact, when we do dana, we always say idanna mama, finally to confirm. Okay. Tubhyamaham sampradade. Namama is the phrase that we use. So that is what has happened even with this person. See, bharyadyam. So starting from one's own wife. Jivitarthi. If you want to live happily, or if you want to live also, either way. In fact, we have a story. So I was just narrating a story of someone who was encountered by me, and whatever was shared by him. So we have similar stories even in our own Puranas. In fact, in Ashwapati, there is a story in Ramayana. So there is an interesting story. So Ashwapati, he was a Raja who had certain Vidya. Okay, so some Vidya by which he was able to appreciate even the conversations made by other creatures like ants, etc. One day, apparently, he was sleeping. And as they were lying in the bed, both the Raja and his wife, so suddenly the king burst into laughter. So then the wife was asking him, why are you laughing? So then he said, I heard the conversation between the two ants, so and it made me burst into laughter. So then how did you know that they were conversing this? So I have a special skills. So I have gained that Vidya, and therefore the wife said, so please teach me that Vidya. Okay. That Raja said, I have committed to my Guru, saying that I will not teach this Vidya. And Guru has also said that if you share, okay, so violating my injunction, then your head may burst. So I cannot do that. The wife said, so even if your head bursts, doesn't matter, you share it with me. So this is what that story says, okay, Ashwapati Raja. So then the king abandoned her, okay, bharyadyam vitarati. So he immediately sent her out of the kingdom, okay. So bharyadyam jivitarthi vitarati. Forget about bharyadyam. In fact, further the verse says that not only the sharira, that connected with sharira. Okay, suppose the house is burning. House may be so dear to you. You have to anyway run out, no? Okay, so that is why even in the flights they will say, so don't carry your laptop, etc. So when you are in the risk, jump yourself first. See, bharyadyam jivitarthi vitarati. And here it says vapuhu. Vapuhu means even one's own sharira. Okay. So this can be understood in two ways. One is, you just think of a person whose limb gets infected. So if it is so seriously infected, then he may not mind sacrificing his leg or hand. So jivitarthi. So life is more important for him, and therefore he is willing to sacrifice even his own sharira. Okay. So here the point is, jivitarthi atmanaha shreyaha icchan. Okay. So considering the shreyas of one's own self, so all those things which you consider to be the source of pleasure for you, you were willing to abandon. Okay? If they were really inherent sources and far more important or dear to you than the self, so then you would not do this. But you do this. So this is something which you have to logically conclude, okay, by analyzing. So, strictly speaking, what was stated in the first part of the verse is Yet Pritya Priti Patram. Okay? So, the dearness in other things is essentially, they sound to be a source of pleasure for you, but they are not inherently dear to you. Okay? So, the dearest to you is your own Atman. Okay? So, therefore, you can see from these instances that, so as long as, so they are along with your thought and they are likely to be of some comfort to you, you get associated with them. Otherwise, they themselves turn out to be sources of sorrow for you. Okay, that is what he is saying. So finally, what does he say? Tasmat atmanameva priyam adhikam upasita vidvan nachanyat. So nacha anyat, this is a message that he wants to give. So therefore, so from this, so what you learn is, so this Atman is actually the source of happiness and he is the dearest to you. And tameva upasita vidvan nacha anyat upasita. Okay, so that is what is the message that he wants to give. So this pretat katham syat is justified by the third quarter of this verse. Okay. Now let us read this verse. Yat pritya pritipatram tanu yuvati tanu jartha mukhyam satasmat preyan atma shokas padamitarat ataha ye preetat katham syat katham preyaha syat. So that is how you have to understand. Ataha, so because of this, so ataha can be understood in actually two ways. Atah preyaha katham syat, or you can integrate this ataha with yataha shokaspadam ataha. Okay, so both ways you can understand this. Bharyadyam jivitarthi vitarati chavapuhu swatmana shreya icchan vitarati vapuscha. That is how you have to understand. The most dear thing is your own body. In fact, let me just tell you, so there was an occasion where we were discussing that the sharira is something which is dear to me, most dear to me, etc., etc. So one fellow was asking this question when some Vedantic context. If sharira is something which is so dear to you, and this Atman, you say, is far more dear. Okay? Sharira is dearer compared to other things. Okay? So much dearer, Vedanta says, is Atman. So then, why would this fellow suicide himself? Okay? So if Atman is so dear, why does he do this? In fact, the same question gives you the answer. In fact, see, the thing is, here this person feels that Atman cannot have any more of happiness with this Sharira. So let me ditch my own Sharira and see that Atman at least becomes happy in my next Janma. So he in fact proves that Atma is far more dear. Okay, anyway, so Vapuscha, that is what it means. Tasmat Atmanameva Priyamadhikamupasita Vidvan Nachanyat. Vidvan here means, so those who are intelligent. Okay, so Vidwan, that is how you have to understand. So if you are a wise person, may you do this. So that is the message that the verse wants to give. Okay, next. We move on to the next verse. Yasmadyavat sukham syat. Yasmadyavat sukham syat. Yasmadyavat sukham syat. Iha hi vishayataha.
Iha hi vishayataha. Iha hi vishayataha.
Tavadasmin priyatvam.
Tavadasmin priyatvam. Tavadasmin priyatvam.
Yavad dukkham cha yasmat.
Yavad dukkham cha yasmat. Yavad dukkham cha yasmat.
Bhavati khalu tatha.
Bhavati khalu tatha. Bhavati khalu tatha.
Tavadeva priyatvam.
Tavadeva priyatvam.
Tavadeva priyatvam. Naikasmin sarvakalepi.
Naikasmin sarvakalepi. Naikasmin sarvakalepi.
Ubhayamapi kadapyapriyopi priyasyat. Ubhayamapi kadapyapriyopi priyasyat. Ubhayamapi kadapyapriyopi priyasyat. Preyanapyapriyo va.
Preyanapyapriyo va.
Preyanapyapriyo va. Satatamapi tataha. Satatamapi tataha.
Satatamapi tataha.
Preya atmakhya vastu. Preya atmakhya vastu. Not Preyamatma. Preya atmakhya vastu. Preyaha atmakhya vastu. Okay. Yasmad yavat sukham syat. Yasmat yavat sukham syat. So from whichever entity yasmat yavat sukham syat, as long as you feel comfort through its association. Yasmat yavat sukham syat. Okay. So then he says, Iha hi vishayataha. Vishayataha, that basically, that vishaya is that sense object. Okay, as long as that sense object happens to be a source of happiness for you, tavadasmin priyatvam. Priyatvam means, so that remains dear to you. The dearness in that entity will be there only as long as that entity happens to be a source of comfort for you. So yasmad yavat sukham syat ihahi vishayataha tavadasmin priyatvam. Asmin means in that entity. Priyatvam, the dearness will be there in that entity only up to that point. Then in the second quarter he says, Yavad dukkhancha yasmat bhavati. This is not necessarily true for sukha. The same thing is applicable for dukkha also. Okay? So dukkha means, suppose you work with some fellow in your office. So your boss is initially annoying to you because there was some misunderstanding. So later, so that misunderstanding gets cleared. So he likes you so much. Now, initially that fellow was a source of dukkha for you. Now, once the understanding is there, so that turned into a source of sukha for you now. Similarly, that's what he's saying. So, yavad dukkhancha yasmat bhavati khalu. Okay. So, tavadeva apriyatvam. So, when there was a misunderstanding, he was certainly not dear to you. Now there is a clear understanding and you gel well. Okay. So, he has become a source of sukha. So, the point that he conveys is naikasmin sarvakalepi ubhayamapi. Okay. So, in fact, now during this time in India, so suppose you have some air cooler, etc., etc., that may be a priyam, okay, because you want to reduce the temperature of the room. Suppose already it is 15 degrees in the room, so then would you like AC? So this is how things are. So this priyatvam and apriyatvam in AC depends upon the temperature, the ambience around you. Okay, so this is same. So to other entities also, that is what he is trying to say. Naikasmin sarvakalepi ubhayamapi kadapyapriyopi priyasyat. So what is apriya may become priya. Okay, and preyanapyapriyaha. So this is something which is very evident. Okay, so this preyanapi apriyaha. So what happened was, there is a person who used to have lot of sweets. Okay, during Jayanti, Shankar Jayanti, etc. we celebrate, and he will eat at least some 6-8 so jalebis and all that. Okay, so all of a sudden this person got diabetes, and it was so increasing. So the jalebi, so others are eating. He is unable to eat. So that itself is a source of apriya. So when others eat and you also eat, you will be very happy. So when others eat and you cannot eat, so that itself is a source of unhappiness. So there was another person. So he said, so I also have diabetes. I will put one injection later. So anyway, so this is what it is. Preyanapyapriyo va satatamapi tataha preya atmakhya vastu. Atmakhya vastu. So the point that he conveys here is satatamapi preyaha. See, satatamapi preyaha means in this Atman, the Preeti is always there. So now that jalebi you cannot consume. Why? It is because Atma is more priya. So you have to live. You understand? So that is very important. So preyanapyapriyo va satatamapi. So see here ataha should be understood as reason supplied by him. So what is the reason supplied? He says whatever was priya is now apriya. Whatever was apriya has now become priya. So since these things keep changing with reference to the entities. Okay. So these things keep changing with reference to entities that you are dealing with, you are associated with. But what remains constant is, so that is satatamapi. So this Atman, satatamapi preyaha atmakhya vastu. This entity which is called Atman is always preyaha, is always priya. Okay. So that is what he is conveying in this verse. In fact, this Atman is priya. So that is beautifully stated. Very beautifully stated in this Upanishad. See, Upanishad has this passage. See, tadetat preyah putrat preyo vittat preyonyasmat sarvasmad antarataraha yadayamatma. See, so in the Brihadaranyaka we have this preyah putrat preyo vittat preyonyasmat sarvasmat. So that is what he is trying to convey here? So Acharya has basically that mantra in his mind. See, tadetat preyah putrat preyo vittat preyo nyasmat sarvasmat antarataraha. So this Atman, in fact, is preyaha. And the nature of Atman is something which is always like. So if at all you want to describe something in the world which you always like, is Sukha. Okay? So in fact, so that which is always liked by you, for which you are willing to take any amount of trouble, is Sukha. Right? So here he is saying this Atman is also of the same nature. Okay? So and therefore Atman is Ananda Rupa. Okay? Yat Saukha, there is a verse, no? What is it? Sukha. So there is see, Sarvam yadarthamiha vastu yadasti kinchit Pararthya mujjati chayan nijasattayaiva Tadvarnayanti hi sukham sukhalakshanagnyaha Tat pratyagatmani samam sukhata asya tasmat. Okay, this is a beautiful mantra. So the pratyagatmani samam, the definition that I have given for sukha, which you generally understand, is same for Atman, and therefore Atman is the nature of Sukha. In fact, there is a next verse which goes Premanupathihi Asukhatmanino palabdhaha Tat pratyagatmani krimera pinitya siddhaha. I think it is Sankshepa Shariraka's vachanam. See, Premanupathi Rasukhatmanino palabdhaha Tat pratyagatmani krimerapi nitya siddhaha. Krimerapi siddhaha. Okay, even any small insect. Okay, if you try to touch it, will just go. Okay, krimerapi nitya siddhaha. See, preyashruterapi tatas sukhatanumanam. In fact, this is towards Nayyayika, he said. Preyashruterapi tatas sukhatanumanam nayyayikopi nadrigatmani ninhuvita. This is really a beautiful verse. Okay, so preyashruterapi. So here I give you through logic. This is what the Shruti also tells. Okay, preyashruterapi tatas sukhatanumanam nayyayikopi nadrigatmani ninhuvita. Even the Nayyayika cannot say that this is wrong. So that is how, Sankshepa Shariraka beautifully presents the same idea here, what is conveyed in this verse. Let us read this verse. Yasmadyavat sukham syat iha hi vishayataha tavadasmin priyatvam yavad dukkham cha yasmat bhavati khalu tatha tavadeva priyatvam. I think there is some other variant reading, but this is much better reading. Okay, tatha tavadeva priyatvam naikasmin sarvakale pyubhayamapi kadapyapriyopi priyasyad preyanapyapriyo va satatamapi tataha preya atmakhyavastu tataha hetoho atmakhyavastu satatamapi preyaha bhavati. So this is what is the message that is given in this verse. So I think it may be a good idea to stop here and spend about 5-10 minutes, because there is another lecture at 6:30. So we'll conclude by usual shloka. Om sarve psikhinas santu sarve santu niramayaha sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om